Hi, I'm Scott Doonbeer from Act 4 Publishing.
And I'm Kevin Gardner of 12 Gauge Comics. We're here to tell you about our Kickstarter campaign for Jason Pearson's Body Bags Artist Edition. As many of you know, Jason passed away in December of 2022. He was a dear friend of mine, and in my opinion, one of the most talented comic book creators to ever work in this industry. His work for Marvel and DC on books like X-Men, Deadpool, Spider-Man, Batman, Harley Quinn, and so many others was well regarded. But no matter what he did, it always came back around to body bags, his wildly controversial and wildly successful creator-owned series that debuted in 1996. And all these years later, we're still talking about it. Now let me hand it over to Scott, who is the Eisner Award-winning creator of the Artist Edition format. He'll tell you a little bit about that and why he wants to do this book.
Jason Pearson was someone that I worked with over the years when I was the editor-in-chief at Wildstorm. He was a friend of mine. He remained a friend throughout his life. Incredibly talented guy. I wanted to do something that would solidify his legacy, and I thought the best way I could do that was to put together an artist edition. It takes original comic art and prints it in a format that is as close as possible to what the original art looks like. So you're talking about a book that is printed the same size. This book will be 12 by 17 inches, and it will be scanned in color so you can actually see all the little nuances that make original art unique. Everything as close as possible to the actual intent of the artist. And that's our tribute to Jason.
On top of the Artist Edition hardcover, we have two other books we'll be offering in this campaign. Both are 64 pages in length. Both are 8-inch by 12-inch in size and perfect bound. Really nice presentation. The first is called Locked and Loaded, and it is a Jason Pearson sketchbook. It's a convention-style book that has all of his private commission artwork that most people have never seen. The other is called the Artist Edition Plus book, and we're doing that because Jason never sold a single page of his body bags work. That's from the sequential pages, but also the character designs, early concept art, all the way through the final pages he was working on before he passed away.
If you back the book and you get the two ancillary books, you'll be receiving more than 300 images by Jason Pearson that have never been printed in this format. So this is an incredible opportunity. If you're a fan of Jason's, this is a great project.
We've also got some add-ons as part of our campaign, like trading cards and print sets and some really great looking stuff. And I also want to say, if you back Jason's campaign in 2015, we have a very special offer for you too. So please go check out our campaign page. Thank you so much for listening to the video, and thank you for your support. Body bags.
I'm ready for it this time. I knew that cutoff was happening fast. I'm going to have to edit that trailer. No offense, Shant. For some odd reason, the transition between the end of that trailer and the beginning of the next scene is really fast. And it catches me off guard. But I was ready for it this time. And the only reason I was ready for it is because I had practice on the previous stream that I just finished streaming about half an hour ago. Many of you guys were there. And here we are for a second stream. I call it a double header for today in honor of opening day of baseball going on at the moment. I got to check the score on the Giants. How are the Giants doing? I got to check that score. What is up? My name is Rocky Ballesteros. This craziness, I'm seriously checking the score, so you'll have to bear with me here. Score. They're losing 3-2 to the Cincinnati Reds. 3-2, bottom of the 7th. All right, I'm going to keep an eye on that. That's going to go in my corner. All right, let's do this right. My name is Rocky Ballesteros, and if this is your first time joining, you won't know what the heck is going on. But thank you for coming in anyway. This is a live stream of me doing a master study, finishing up this master study. I hope we got a little bit of time. I'm going to try and squeeze it in. Finishing up a master study recreation of a Jim STERANKO, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Nick Fury page. Classic page, sequential art page that he did. And the previous streams I've done of this page, I've taken it from a blank piece of paper to pencils, finished pencils, and now I'm finishing up the inks over this page right now. I got 2 more panels to ink on here. The previous 5 streams were that whole process happening. Super excited. If you are interested, go back and watch those videos. It's been a fun time. And we got 2 more panels to go out of a total of 11 panels. Made a little bit of headway over the weekend and the beginning of this week while I was dealing with an allergy attack. And not well enough to be on stream, but now I am. Here I am. And we're going to finish up this page. The best part about this stream, because I don't have a lot of time, I'm on a time limit, is I'm not going to talk that much. Is that fair? Is that fair? I am going to say hello to this dude, Cranberry Langers.
This is a cranberry full of power.
Cranberry, thank you so much for coming 2 streams in a row. Cranberry was here for my Wednesday comic stream that I just did half an hour to an hour ago, where I was looking at, it's a weekly stream that I do, that I look at the books that I pick up every week from my local comic book shop, and also books that I might have delivered that I bought online, which I did. I had an unboxing today of a few graphic novels that I picked up, as well as anything else that comes to mind or comes out of my collection that's tied to this week. The big ones this week were Absolute Martian Manhunter #1, very notable and controversial book that came out this week from the DC All-In line. That one was a trip, literally a visual trip and an acid trip. It seemed like, to go through that book, but I can see why it's been getting a lot of press, because it's very, very different, very unique, and kind of bringing in a totally different angle for this Absolute line. And the other notable book that I picked up this week was Batman Hush 2 #1. Well, the first issue in the Hush 2 line, which is issue 158 of Batman, the standard Batman book. And I got the giant-sized special edition of that, which is cool. It's huge. I should have measured it, but it's pretty much like an artist edition size. And that one was kind of worth it to pay the extra money to get the big format of that one, because the artwork is epic. The storyline is assumably epic. And yeah, it's just fun. It was like, as we were talking in last stream, it's like looking at a comic book in IMAX a little bit, because it's like in your face and it's huge. So those were the 2 standouts from the group. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that I got that was really great. So go back and watch that stream. That's the latest My Wednesday comic stream, dated today, 3/27/2025. Go check that out if you're interested in those books. But today, this stream, this second stream, is going to be focused on finishing up the master study for Jim STERANKO. So, Cranberry, did I give you your sound effect? I didn't. I think I gave you your sound effect, all right. I'm going to give it to you again, just for the fun of it.
This is a cranberry full of power.
Cranberry Landers, thank you for sending me that book, that recommendation book, that Spider-Man book on Discord. Yes, Tony Harris, he's an artist. He worked at, or has influenced, but I think also worked at Gaijin Studios, which Gaijin Studios is like Brian Stelfreeze, Adam Hughes, Cully Hamner, Dave Johnson, Jason Pearson, all these guys. Jason Pearson, whose book, Artist Edition of Body Bags, is the trailer, one of the trailers I put at the front of this stream. Rest in peace, Jason Pearson. But Tony Harris had a time at that studio, and you can see their influence on his work. I never knew that he did a Spider-Man series, so I'll have to look that up and see if I can find a copy of it. Mr. Monkey Voice, 1969.
How do you say monkey in French?
That's his standard greeting, bande dessinée. It's 11 by 17, the giant-sized Batman hush. Yeah, 11 by 17, that's right. And I think that's very close to, if not exactly the one-for-one size that the art was done. So that's also very impressive to see. You guys know how I love doing that. Okay, so I'm not really going to beat around the bush that much for this stream, just because I don't have enough time. I do want to try and get this done in time. And so I'm going to just get going on this drawing. But here we are. Let me show you guys. This is, I finished up. Look at that panel. The first panel for this page. Look how well that turned out. That was a trip. Actually, I need to go a little bit more over here on the black to make that a little bit more solid. But look at all these textures. That's the crazy thing on this panel. Jim Steranko used a lot of textures. The animal print on the carpet, the shag rug. Somebody said this might be an exterior rug, like this is out on the swimming pool deck. I'm not sure. This crazy dark shaggy chair that the gun is draped on, all these fronds, these palm fronds or leaves, whatever. This like Kirby, like, I don't even know what this is. A sculpture? Is this some sort of technology? A chandelier? What is that? Crazy, but it has these like Kirby metal highlights on it. The clothing, lots of fun stuff in here. That was a trip, that panel. And then here is the bottom panels. I actually went ahead and already did the borders, and I love doing the borders on when I'm finished inking a panel, because it just feels like it like puts a stamp on it, like it's done, it's finished. Although I do need to white out some of these marks that made it past the frame. But yeah, these 5 panels are done here. But then here we go. These are the last 2 I'm going to do. I'm going to ink these with my Winsor Newton brush. Oh my gosh, let me make sure my seat is in the right spot. But yeah, I got these 2 panels left to do. I'm going to ink it with a Winsor Newton brush. And yeah, that is the tool that I started. I will say that most of these textures here, I inked using my Pentel Pitt pens, Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pens, because it was the kind of line, like the line didn't have a huge thick thin to it. It's pretty uniform in line, so it was easy to just find the thickness in the pen to do it. There was so much marks that pen just worked better for this. But then the figures and the larger shapes were done with a brush. But most everything else, like these textures here, the leaves on these plants were done with the Pentel pen. The Faber-Castell Pitt pen. But we'll be hitting the brush here because it's less technical stuff, more figures and kind of clean line work here. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and use the Winsor Newton number 2 Series 7 brush, which is my favorite. All right. Looks pretty good, except that last panel. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 hates the calisthenic kissing panel. I feel you, man. Should have been well, they edited it to be that close-up on the gun in the final print. But this was the original intention of STERANKO. So we voted, democratic vote, that we were going to stick to the original intention. The ink I'm using for this, I've stuck with this ink this whole time for this whole page, is Speedball Super Black ink. I'll show you guys the bottle in a second here. So stuck with this ink. I like it a lot. It is thinner than the other inks I have used in the past. A little bit more watery, but it lays down very nice. Oops. Yeah, this is the ink here I'm using. Super Black, Speedball Super Black India ink. It's been good. Good. I like it. I like it more than I thought I would. All right, let's see. Wait, is Emo Trash back just in time for me to go to class in like 20 minutes? That's all right. 20 minutes. I'll take your 20 minutes. That looks really amazing, Rocky. Thanks, Cranberry. Looks like a display, something from the 60s or so. Yeah, I have no idea. It's definitely of the time period. It looks like Austin Powers, swanky, retro, something or other. It's cool. It's so of the time period. This whole page is of the time period. Emo Trash said she submitted my thing basically right after the last stream wrapped, and now I'm crashing. Here's to hoping my eyes remain open throughout class. That tiny little rose. The itty bitty rose. Symbolic rose in her face. I thought I was looking at the original when you first pulled up this piece, Rocky. Nice. That's a good one. Use the old number 2 brush. I'll stick with the new one. Thank you very much. All that talking from last stream, a little bit more phlegmy. So excuse the coughing. Actually, I should eat. I had one more cough drop here. All right, so I got my ink, got my brush, just wet my brush. Gotta load up my brush, get this cough drop in. Hate it when you eat cough drops that have been sitting around for a while, and sometimes your mouth is filled with more paper than cough drop. Let me move my hair. All right, let's put on some of that crazy YouTube music, just to give us something to listen to. Let's go. Let's get this done. So yeah, I'm gonna try and finish this up in, my goodness, an hour and a half. I should be able to do it, barring screwing up anything. Wow, my fingers are already way dirty. That's not a good sign. Actually, if I was a smart boy, cover. Don't want to ruin any of these other panels with an accidental misstep of the brush or a smear of the hand. So gotta keep these Post-its handy. Don't eat paper, Rocky. That's too much fiber. Yeah, it is. Won't kill me. I'll just end up spitting it out later. Okay. Thank you guys for coming again. Hit that like if you don't mind. 2 streams in one day. It's always risky, but it's gonna be worth it. If we can get this done, Let's see. Sorry, I just want to adjust some camera stuff here. I gotta go hunting for more YouTube music and their free music. Emo Trash, I did not listen to Epic the Musical in that last 30 minutes. Truth be told, I ran upstairs, threw in some leftovers into the microwave, and just scarfed it down. And told everybody, I'm going back in. So I heard from a lot of different other streams or like podcasts or whatever that this week was a huge week for comics, for all the new stuff. I mean, a lot of it had to do with those two books I mentioned, Absolute Martian Manhunter and Batman Hush 2 as far as sales. But a lot of people said it was a big week. A lot of books came out. The timing of it all came out. I know when I went to the store, I went to 2 stores, and there was a buzz for sure. So that was great. It was great to see. I haven't been in a busy store in a while for comics. At least not busy because of like the buzz of new books coming out. What's your favorite panel from this page, Rocky? That's a good question. I do like this top panel a lot. It's just so dense. A lot going on there. Let me look at it when it's all done, Cranberry, and I'll give you... I mean, I think the top panel is probably the one I'm going to say, but let me look at all of them done when I'm done, and I'll give you my final assessment. I think the thing I like so much about this page is that each panel is really different from all the other ones. And I like them for different reasons. Katie's here again. What's up, Katie?
Say cup of tea. Cup of tea.
No, a cup of tea.
After I went through the effort of delivering it to you on a silver platter for like the third time. No, I know, emo trash. I will listen to it, I promise. Currently reading an email of some deranged woman deciding to basically bully some other kids on campus yesterday. Oh no. Yeah, there's some crazy stuff going on campuses these days. I get liking each panel for different things. Cranberry Langer says, suspected top East Coast MS-13 gang member was arrested literally just a city over from... Jeez Louise. Hey, Cranberry Landers, I'm trying to sleep, and you're not succeeding at that, Katie, Cranberry says. Yeah, did we get you at, like... the first stream where you trying to sleep, then you fell asleep, and then woke up again to the second stream? Katie? Oh my gosh. I don't have good sleep habits by any stretch of the imagination. And then once you get in those patterns, like if you have, there was one day this week where I not accidentally, but I made the poor decision of drinking a cup of coffee around 5 in the evening, 5 in the afternoon, and so it kept me awake, and because it kept me awake, I ended up staying up quite late. So I was just reading and watching videos or whatever. But then the next night, I didn't drink a cup of coffee, but my body was used to the time that I went to sleep. And so I would kind of pepped up again naturally late in the evening, and then it pushed my bedtime again later. It's like a bad cycle. So yeah, I don't know how you guys do it. You guys are in a lot of chats. You show up in my chat, show up in other people's chats, and you're all... I think it's late for me, but it's even later for you, and I don't know how it works out. I don't want to know. I don't want to know that I'm part of the problem of keeping you guys awake. Excuse me. Also, with later in the day, the meds start wearing off. John. What's up, John? You made
What's your name? He goes, John.
Emo Trash says your music is a little loud. Oh, jeez. I hate that. I hate this setup. Let me know if that's better, Emo Trash. Class in less than 10 minutes. John says, I'm late. Blame Emo. Appreciate you and your art, man. Thanks, Cranberry. I'm so grateful for you to say something like that. It's gotta be just straight battery acid, then hopping into class on nothing more than hopes and dreams. Oh boy. Okay. I need to do a little bit of clean up on this rose. Started off strong, then wanted to start on this rose first before I got to the like eyeball, just to get all the cobwebs out. Sometimes I'll do that when I'm working on a page. I'll start on areas that aren't so delicate or can use a broader brush or just need to like fill in a lot of black areas first just to get warmed up, and then as the brush in my hand gets a little more controlled, should I say, then I'll move to the areas that matter the most, like the faces and characters. I have heard stories about professionals like if they worked with a team, they would just ink like their own characters' faces and then leave the backgrounds and maybe some of the like less important details to their assistants, their inking assistants, but they just wanted to make sure they got like the faces right. Oops. Is that already the end of the list? What the? He's back. Hey, a sick Rocky. Hey, a sick Mark's Music Obsession. We voted for a STERANKO finished page instead of a editor finished page. I also appreciate the folks in the chat here and some who aren't here right now. That's right. Fun group of people. Rocky, fruit juice might help clear out your voice phlegm. plus hot drink, water, tea, coffee, chocolate. So, true. The problem with that is when you're streaming and you drink so many liquids, then you gotta go to the bathroom all the time. So it's a little bit of a catch-22 there. That's why I like to sip my water. I purposely use a bottle that I sip as opposed to a huge cup that I'm just downing stuff. Because I gotta pace my bladder. It's like you want to stay hydrated, you want to keep your throat hydrated, but you also don't want to be going to the bathroom all the time. Okay, her nose. 0 minutes, John. Once Zoom pops my face, I'll be heading out. See you later, Emo Trash. Have a good class. Stay focused. Stay focused. Moving from less detailed, less risky portions of the piece to the more significant, important parts. Yes, absolutely. Bye. Like, I think the most important parts are going to be her lips and her eye for sure. So I'll probably hit those last on this panel. Take little sips with lots of honey. Move your neck around to get all the spots. What the heck? Where did you come from? I came from the same place. I came from like 3 feet that direction. Moved over here and started this. Welcome, Comrade Sammy. How did I miss this notification? I don't know. That is an answer that will forever be a mystery. How notifications work. But you're here now, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Whew. breath on that one. Right, lips are coming along. Yep, no, notifications are not as straightforward as they should be. Oh. or human interaction is not the same as it used to be. Cranberry Lander says, I think I found... You sent me the wrong book. Oh, okay. All right, I'll take a look at it in a second. Oh gosh, this eye. Guess I can do the eyebrow. Funny, I find like eyebrows, eyelashes are I did some eyelashes on that Eisner study. I don't know if you guys remember that. And then the eyebrows here. Like, you'd think they're pretty straightforward, but they're not. It's really hard to get them looking good. To make them feel like natural hair. Ooh. Now these. I think I could go the other direction so that the taper follows the right direction of these eyelashes. So it's like I wanted to go from thick to thin. So where I start is the thicker line and then it tapers off as I pull it away. So I just want to make sure I got the right thick to thin direction. And I got our double eyelid to do at the top, and then we are done with this this panel. All right, one panel done. This music might have put Emo to sleep. Katie, are you still lucid? All right. Where you can make waves in the chat again. You talking about the boat, Cranberry? Oh man, boat is all good, Cranberry. The other thing is a quick favor for any. I see. I underestimate the capability of professional artists. I'm made more aware of the gap when I try to recreate their works. Yep, there's nothing more humbling than trying to do what seems easy by one artist. I mean, I think this page has humbled me for sure. That Mobius page humbled me. All these master studies have been huge learning curves. I feel like I'm putting eyeliner on her, doing her eyebrows for her. All right, I'm going to leave that panel, and I'm going to move on to the final panel here. How are we doing on time? Not bad. Don't feel bad. They probably got many more hours of practice on you. Yep, just got to keep doing it. From thick to thin. Unfortunately, I always forget which direction I'm going, and I end up doing it in the reverse, which is kind of like my diet plan as well. I always go from thin to thick on accident. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see. Let's move on to this panel. This is a fun one. Ooh, that was a tricky curve that I was going in the wrong direction of the brush. I have to do a little bit of a edit on that. Fix it in post. I found the Winter Soldier book, but I haven't located the graphic novel yet. Congratulations on the panel. I'm going to take out for a bit. All right, see you later, Cranberry Landers. Nice brushwork. Thank you, Mighty Geek Studios. I love the brush. It's like riding a horse a little bit. Like you feel like there's a lot of power. Trying to go with this metaphor here. There's a lot of power in the brush, and it takes a lot to try and control it. But when you do get it controlled to be able to make a line that you're hoping it would make, there's nothing else like it. But when it's out of control and it's not going the way you want, it's also really difficult to wrangle it back. So far away. I have this little paper that I just kind of run my brush over to help me reestablish the point on the brush. Specific, these feet. Oh my goodness. Giants are... Well, what do you know? Giants won their first game 6-3. They scored 4 in the 9th. Oh, 6-4. Oh, dang. Is it still going on? Oh, they won. 6-4. Amazing. What a way. Woo! Opening day. Giants win. Speaking of scents, I probably missed this notification because I got distracted watching a video of someone sifting through an old coin roll collection. Wow. The guy found some old steel pennies, which is pretty cool. Who knows? Pretty sure. Looks like pennies might be out on their way out. From what I've heard. Which is fine by me. Ooh, I like that curve. The very organic kind of S curves are really fun with the brush. Oops. It's the sharper turns, the tighter corners that are very hard to do. Speaking of voting, I feel like we did not vote for STERANKO, just whether to... We did not vote for STERANKO, just whether to the pure or edited version. That's right. Yeah, I decided... Oh, man, I can't even remember. It was so long ago. I decided to do this page... That's right. On my own. After much lobbying from Mr. Monkey Boy 1969. And I kept looking at this page. I'm like, that is a dang good page. That would be a fun one to study. Okay. Now you understand why romance and horror comics died under the Comics Code Authority. Yeah. Yep. They also are really hard to do. If you look at the artwork on those old romance, and even though they're not, say, like, subject matters that I'm super into, the artwork on those are like, to draw characters in love, in relationship, and make the girls look pretty and the guys look handsome, and you don't have like explosions and ninjas and robots and lightsabers to distract. That's hard. Really hard subject matter to draw when it's all just about faces and making stuff appealing, emotion. Speaking of horror, I finished reading Hyde Street, the latest Hyde Street, the one that had the Frankenstein monster on it. It was so good. The artwork in that is banging, and the story's getting really good. Those are one of those. Hyde Street's one of those books I look forward to coming out. See that mess up I just did? I'm not a nerd. I simply happen to be somewhat interested in coins and coin collecting, John. Comrade Sammy is a geek, not a nerd. Okay, guys. What are your guys' definition? There's geeks, there's nerds, there's I mean, we could start there. Like the difference between a geek and a nerd. Dweebs. I've heard it explained like nerds are people that are just really into stuff. Whatever it is, you're a nerd about something. But then I've heard it also like you geek out about comics or geek out about something. Geek, I always found... Yeah, nerd just, I felt like comes with knowledge. Like a lot of knowledge of a particular subject. Ooh, I think I overdid it on that curve. I'm gonna have to correct that. So yeah, what would you guys say is your the differentiation between nerds and geeks? It's been some fun curves on this one. I'm gonna fill in all these blacks. Yay, random sports ball team. Opening day win for Rocky. That's right. I'll take them. We've got a very, very difficult division that we're in this year. The teams that are in our division, especially our rivals, the Los Angeles Dodgers, are stacked. Like, oh my gosh, they have like, I don't know how they spent so much money on their roster. And they have some generational talent on their roster. So it's going to be a difficult year for us because they're in our division, but I'll take every win that we can get. Where that pennies might be on their way out, Rocky. Thanks for reminding me. Awesome one. Hey, awesome one. How are you?
Yes, that's awesome.
What is this madness? More of the Lady Love drawings? That's right. We're going to finish up this Lady Love drawing. I'll miss them. I always enjoyed collecting them. Pennies? You can still collect them. They'd probably even be more fun to collect if they become obsolete. Then their value can go up. It'll be harder to find. That's... Okay, got that area to fix. That line to fix. was a little short. That's okay. First you call us sexy, then complaining of love. Do you have some bad fish tonight? Weebs. Back, I'm watching the playback until I catch up to now. All right. We all need love. That's what Awesome One says. Sorry, it must have been my soy latte. We used to have a 5 and dime store, which was the equivalent of our dollar store now, which is now a $1.50 store. I don't even know if our dollar store... I haven't been to our local dollar store. I used to always go to a local dollar store around Halloween time because I'd make my kids' costumes and get some great supplies from the dollar store. But yeah, I would spend way more than $1 on stuff there. I don't know if some of you guys are old enough to remember the dollar movies. Man, that was... what a time to be alive, to be able to go watch a movie for $1. So many curls. Oh my gosh, that was painful. It's nice because the brush has a... sorry, I'm going to blow my nose in a second here. I don't mean to be sniffling into the mic. The brush has this nice built-in thick thin taper for doing stuff like these curvy curls. It's really nice. Harder to recreate with a pen or a nib. I guess you could do it with a nib. But it's also like, because you get in rhythm of doing the curls, you can't really stop midway. You got to just go with it. And so you hold your breath, you hope and pray you get the right stroke on the first one, on the first brush stroke, because everything else is going to follow it. Okay, got that one. Oh, I'm missing one of these. There. about it. I think I have time to do some whiteout cleanup a little bit. There we go. Boom. He actually had a chai tea latte. Cooking hot dogs, K-pop. Is K-pop here? Did I miss K-pop? Or just K-pop hot dogs? Nerds are more math-based, while geeks are more theater-based. Really? Is that what it is? Theater geek? Yeah, I guess theater. I've heard theater nerd. Geekery is technical obsession. Okay, I can see that. Like, more like scientific. Well, guilty of crime. Sure. High Street looks awesome. It's very, very good. In the words of the great American figure Harry from Home Alone, ever since I saw that book, I wanted it. Yeah. Geek is passionate about a subject. Nerd is you're smart. What if you're smart and passionate about a subject? Are you a nerdy geek? Crayon is both a nerd and a geek. It does, and you go to jail for life with that sentence 10 years if you're let out on good behavior. Let's see. She's both a geek and a nerd. Smart lady. Introduced my family to comics. She was into Superman and Spider-Man. Is this your mom? Did I miss that? Oh, your mom. My mom collects coins, including rare pennies. Oops, sorry. She's both a geek and a nerd. Yeah, I think I probably fall in that line too. Both geek and nerd. All of your guys' definitions, I'm like, yeah, that's me. For all of it. All of the things. I love it that your mom introduced you to Superman and Spider-Man. That's awesome. We had a place that had $1 movies for a while when I was young. Yeah, that was a great way to see stuff. And now it's so cost prohibitive. It's like I don't want to go watch any movies out anymore. But before it's like, well, I don't want to watch that movie, but I wouldn't spend full price on that movie. But I'm willing to spend $1 or catch it when it becomes $1 movie. That was always so fun. And then if you were adventurous, you'd watch more than one. You'd finish one movie and then go to the next one. You're only spending $2. All right, let me see. I need to get some clean water, and then I'm going to use some of this white paint. I will be right back, y'all. Hang tight. You know what's funny? I was just thinking as I was getting water is I realize as often as I've watched Shanth, not to pick on my brother, but as often as I've watched him paint, I've never seen him go clean his water. Or go and have to get clean water. Like, have you guys ever seen him when you watch him paint on stream, like get up to get clean water? I've never seen it. So, does he? I don't think I've ever seen Shanth. No, I've seen Shanth get up to get like a drink, go to the bathroom. I've never seen him get up to get clean water. Where does he get the water from? I'm gonna ask him that next time. I like the TGIF loaded potato skin chips from the dollar store. Also, they have cheap cutlery and some good snacks. Chicharrones. Those are bad for the heart. Good for the tummy. Or actually bad for both. Just gonna, I had a bad flick of the wrist. Cause this bloop. So with that white I use, it's called Pro White. It's really good, but it's super thick on purpose. And then you just add some water, which I do on a little palette here, and to thin it out. And you just paint it like you would black ink. And I use this for corrections, but I also use it for negative effects like bursts, like light bursts, or when artists use like white lines to define stuff. Mike Zeck did that in that master study I did, the Punisher master study. There was like jail bars, and there was a lot of black from the shadows, and then he used white lines to define the bars. So I use this Pro White in some places. Okay. There's another spot. Oh, yeah. There. Just gave her a little bit of a nose job there. And is that it with the white? Oh, right here. All right. I hit a couple places with the pencil pen. Let me let that white dry. I'll catch up here in the chat. We are almost there. 4:20 my time. Good. I probably got another 20 minutes here. We're close. How you feeling, Rock? Hey, Bancroft.
Nice.
I'm feeling all right, man. It was a bad allergy season. I don't know if you guys get allergies, how bad allergies get in Australia, but it's been I don't know what is going on here in the Bay Area, but last Thursday, Friday, I got a bad allergy attack, and I haven't had those in years, and I was out, totally out, like drippy eyes, teary, sneezing, coughing. It was bad. So I had to drug up, and then I was like totally out of it with all the drugs, and that lasted a few days. So I'm finally coming out of the haze, but I'm feeling okay. I mean, I'm not sick. It was just the bad allergies. And once you get hit with those, even if you take all the medicine, it takes a few days for it to get into your system and to kind of get the allergens out and like make your body like stop reacting so badly to it. So yeah, was not fun, but thank you for asking. It is White Shanth. Rocky's eating random edible objects and he's dying. Don't say that. One of the things, Shanth, it happened maybe half a year ago. I text Shanth and he said, "How you doing?" And I wrote him back. I said, "Oh, I'm dying." I think I was just going through something, or like just joking around with getting old. And he got so worried, he called me. He's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm dying like everybody else is dying, but I'm not dying of something bad." So I have to reserve using those terms now, especially when I'm talking to Shant, because I kind of gave him a heart attack. Tap into your stroke of genius. Oh no. This is the last panel of the page. Bancroft Rocky's almost done. I am almost done. Yeah, I'm just going to wait for a couple spots to dry. I'll do a little bit of touch up with the pen. And then I'm going to draw the panel borders and we'll be done. I'm going to try and wrap this up in the next 15-20 minutes. We had a 2.50 theater. Oh, $2.50 theater for years. Then COVID basically ruined the theater. Movies started getting worse. Wow, you had it up till COVID. That's pretty good. I don't think I've seen a cheap dollar theater since, I don't know, at least more than a decade. These panels look great, Rocky. Thank you. Then he's on to Webis. Whoa. How much money did Mark's Music Obsession pay you to say that? It's true. It's true. You're able to be both a nerd and a geek. Yeah, I think I am. I grew up in a house filled with comics. That's awesome. I thought you were not a math Asian, Rocky. No, I am. I was pretty good in math. I liked math. Not that I use math that much anymore. No, I do. I'm kind of, see, when I say it, I'm kind of nerdy that way. I guess that goes towards the like math side, like you were saying earlier. That's like my natural inclination to say I'm kind of nerdy. Like I don't say I'm kind of geeky that way. I do see the geeking out on technology. Theater geek, theater nerd. I recommend Rocky check out Marvel Knight Spider-Man Fight Night by Matt Kind. It's got incredible art. Who's the artist, Cranberry? Do you need to pen or brush in those panel borders? I'm going to do it with a pen, John. I don't need any kind of thick or thin with the panel borders. And because they're like ruled off with a ruler, it's much easier to use a pen than a brush with a ruler. So yeah, I'll do them with a pen. Sorry, I'm eating dried mangoes. I waited about 2 years to watch Captain Marvel at the cheap theater. Didn't miss much. There's some movies that, yeah, it's not cheap enough. Shant the Machine like Spring Ball. Oh, we're talking about his water. No, I've seen him get up cocoa. Yeah, that's right. Me too. I've seen him get up to get soda. Shant only gets up for clean Coke Zero. There you go. It's the water. But he doesn't ever paint with muddy water, so I gotta ask him. And I've been into his office, his studio, so it's not like he had huge jugs of clean water in there either. Clean Dr. Pepper and pound cakes. Clean chicken fried steaks with white gravy. I haven't seen him clean his brushes as such. I've seen him blend colors a bit, yeah. Especially on colors which are closer to each other on the page, yep. Yeah. What is he doing? I could just not have been paying enough attention. Yes. No, everybody's saying the same thing. Rocky, please play Beats' new sound effects for Bancroft. Oh, you want to hear this, Bancroft? Here we go. Is this Australian approved?
10% bogan, 50% bogan, 100% bogan.
There you go. That's your
10% bogan, 50% bogan, 100% bogan.
There is your other Australian brother's sound effect. My younger sister has been suffering this year with her allergies. I don't have issues with that. You are a lucky man, Mark. Yeah, it's not fun. R.I.P. Rocky, we are talking to his AI. Ugh, that could happen. Could happen. And if it does, I'll let you guys know. Or will I? Actually, if I had AI, I wouldn't want it to look like me. Why would you do that? Why would you want it to look like you? I'd make mine look like a robot. I wouldn't want it to look real. Why would you do that? That's like I remember there was this show that came out here a long time ago called Parenthood. It was really good. Great actors, really dramatic, sad. And it got to a point I'm like, why am I watching this? This is like real life. I don't want to watch this. It's like watching my own life. It was not fun after a while. Tech has leveled out and most of it is microscopic. So I've lost interest in most new tech. Rudy Marco was a Spider-Man artist. Wow, I've never heard of Rudy Marco. Okay, what is the name of that again? Cranberry Langers. Fight Night. Fight Night. All right, I'll have to check that out. Very psychedelic. Shant, do you use water from monsters for your painting? Boken and arms. I get out. Yeah, that comes too. Like the sinus headache or whatever. All right. Let me. And that cough is not sickness again. It's like, not that it matters. It's not like you guys will get sick, but it's like an allergy cough, like back drip, itchiness in the throat. Also eating can do that. So I'm just touching up just a few spots here and there with a pen, because it's easier to get a little bit more control where I need it. But so exciting, we're finally finishing this page. My gosh. Took way longer than I was hoping. And to be honest, a lot of it had to do with scheduling stuff. So wasn't the artwork per se. It was more just like scheduling the time to stream. I could have finished this a lot sooner if I didn't want to stream it, but that's the whole point. All right. I think that was all the spots that I wanted to hit. STERANKO did not draw a toenail on this foot, and I'm going to respect that. Although weird, because we got a toenail on this foot. This is the craziest tangent. So you guys see that, it's like lining up with her neck, the way this foot is. Had to be intentional, but I don't know why. Okay. All right, let's draw in. Look at all these panels. Let's draw in. The panels, so satisfying. And usually when I do this too, I always have to make sure I clean my ruler before I lay it down, because sometimes ink will stick on the ruler, then you lay it down and it just marks all over the page. It's really bad. Move this out of the way. Okay. Whoa. I just messed up. Shoot. I was not looking carefully. It's okay. I can always white it out. It'd be smarter if I used a clear ruler, which I have, but those clear rulers, that's where I messed up. Those clear rulers are flat against the surface, and sometimes you can use them, or I've used them before, And what happens is the ink will stick to the plastic and then bleed underneath it. And then when you pull the ruler up, it like smears. It's such a pain. So I like using these metal rulers because they have this cork layer glued on the bottom, and it raises up the metal. And so even if your pen accidentally goes underneath it and the ink sticks to it, it doesn't touch the paper. It keeps it clean. But because it's opaque metal, you can't see the artwork underneath. And then I was using that long metal ruler just because I needed it to expand the whole length of the page so that all the tops of those borders were lined up. Oh, it's so satisfying. The other nice thing about the cork at the bottom of the ruler is the ruler won't shift. This black ruler that I'm using right now has no cork. And it's a little slippery. So I gotta make sure I press it down with my fingers. Isn't that nice? See those borders come in? It's awesome. Okay, 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. Almost there. I know a lot of people use, so I'm using these Faber-Castell Pitt pens. A lot of people like to use the Micron pens too. I tried some of them. I had some older Micron pens. Maybe I didn't have the right. Maybe they're too old or something. But I felt like the difference between those pens and the Pitt pens, I feel like the Pitt pen tips here are a lot stronger or stiffer. And so the micro ones I felt like were so delicate that they like bent a little bit if I pressed too hard, which is not good. So I just ordered more of these Pitt pens because I've been really liking the way. Now I'm just filling it in the gaps between the artwork and the border. Look at that. Take these Post-its off. How about that? To white that out. way, guys. I just realized I told you I'd blow my nose. Play music because it'll take away from the sniffling. Out here. Where'd my cap go? Trying to blow my nose off camera. I realized I was leaning towards camera. Great job. There's no more dignity on this stream. I'm usually kind of OCD anal about the like border things going past the border. I know I've seen tons of, if I was like on a deadline, I probably wouldn't be wasting this time doing it, but I like it to keep it nice and clean. Artwork staying on the insides of the borders, unless there was a specific reason it needed to be bursting past. All the finishing touches. Miss anything? I think that's it. Just got that one corner to close. I think that's it. I think we finished it. Hooray! Where'd my pen go? Point 1, point 3 out here. That didn't get fine. All right, I'm gonna catch up here, and then this is it. I think we did it, guys. I think we finished up. I used to sneeze at the sun, though my eyes would water too. I've heard people about that. Allergic to the sun? That's crazy. I don't know how that works. My cousin has that. One of my cousins. Plus, you got your head tilted forward, which doesn't help with the... Yep, you're right. Before this, I was picking up sticks and leaves for our neighbor, and as I walked away, she wanted me to Zen garden her dirt. So that an innuendo? Rocky, why are you doing it the hard way? Don't cover the work with a ruler. It has straight edges on the top and bottom. There's something about like drawing on the top that comes more naturally to me than underneath something. Because I always fear that like the pen will dip underneath the edge. I don't know. It's a weird drafting thing that I learned. How many boogers are part of this masterwork now? Plenty. Can you get one that's a type of glass? Maybe I've never looked. Then it wouldn't stick. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to research that. I have, this is the clear ruler that I have. It works good. It's great for penciling. I just don't like use it for inking. It's ruined a bunch of inking things I have. This one has a little raised edge. You can see, if it won't focus, but it has a little, it's like almost like a slight wedge. Yeah, you can't see. This black one, I use this for like lines that are shorter. And then obviously the metal ruler has the cork on the bottom. But yeah, maybe. I have another couple. I guess I could have used one. Yeah, it needs a little bit of a raised edge to not have that smear problem. Cork layer is a great addition. Problem is also the cork. That's right. Rocky's quirky like that. Oh man. Quark from Star Trek? Star Trek? Start now. No Trekkies here, thank you. I don't know if you care, Rocky, but did you miss the bottom right corner of the Lady Nick Fury panel? The bottom right corner. Maybe? Actually, I missed this. Maybe? Is it on the second row or the first row? Second row or third row, Cranberry? I might have missed something. It's totally possible. I'll look closely. Rocky, put some masking tape on the backside of your... Yes, that's true. I could do that. But then that takes away from the... Oh, you're talking about the black ruler. Yeah, I could do that. 2 cents for what Rocky's been pretty sad. Never mind on the panel bit. Looks great, Rocky. I'm excited about Web of Spider-Man. Stop it, the two of you. I love those lines on the phone ringing panel. These, yeah, me too. They're awesome. And it's kind of like sound lines, but it's also reflecting. Check this out. It's also reflecting these lines, which are the fern coming from these. It's all planned out. Pretty cool. We appreciate the musical distraction from your sniffles. All dignity. Yes, yes, yes. See you later, awesome one. I'm about to take off too myself. Nose blow is fine, Rocky. We got your... Excuse me. Looks great, Rocky. Thank you. I sneeze at the sun too. Also, bending down. Weird. You guys are weird. It would have been first row, but the ink, I think, blended together. Oh, okay, great. Do you have high blood pressure, Bancroft? Wow, this is getting personal. This is getting personal. All right, here we go. Last pan over. I'll take a photo of this. I'll post it on the community post of a full image of this. I'll post this on X. Finito, we did it. STERANKO's page is done. How about that, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969? We did it. Another one in the books. I do not know if Web of Spider-Man #1. I don't even know if I can... oops, sorry, wrong page. I don't even know if I can pull that one off. But well, I'll take a look at it. I'll see. I do have another thing set up. It was actually supposed to happen before this STERANKO page. I had another one. It was going to be Frank Miller, actually. So we might go into that realm, which would be extremely daunting, but also amazingly fun, because Frank Miller is one of my all-time favorite comic book artists. So we'll see. We'll see. I found out I most likely had asthma as a kid, also allergies. Didn't find out until later. That could cause the bending over thing. Allergic to bending over, that's rough. All right, we did it, guys. Holy cow, 2 streams back to back. Thank you all for joining me for this like fun-filled afternoon. Giants won opening day baseball. Oh man, stop it with the music. Giants won opening day baseball 6-4 against Cincinnati. Booyah. We finished a STERANKO master study. Ching. We figured out that I am both a nerd and a geek, which is not surprising by any stretch of the imagination. Cha-ching. And finally, we had the last stream, the stream before this, great discussion of the books that came out this week and also that I unboxed. Really fun stuff that I'm excited now to start reading and getting through all that. So what a way to end today. I will not be streaming tomorrow. Don't have enough time in my schedule, and I'm tired. But thanks everyone for checking this out, for being here with me. Hit that like, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Please go back and watch an old stream or the first stream from today if you didn't catch it, just to get my watch hours getting up there, moving up there, which would be awesome. We're at 503 subscribers, and I don't know how many watch hours, something watch hours, but I'm gonna get that up so that we can get move forward on this. So I will catch you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Hope you guys found a lot of fun comics that you liked in this stream or other streams. Go out there and read some comics, make some art. Stay away from the pollen. It sucks. Enjoy the weather, and I'll see you guys around next time. Thanks so much. Thank you. Loved hanging out with you guys. See you later.